kind of wanted to be principled, so I decided to take, and then like I basically after this bishop h3, I played knight c4, which was just completely insane. I mean, I was gonna take on h3, and after queen b8, either I was gonna try and force I could try and force a draw, bishop f4, bishop c7, bishop g5, bishop e5, f4, h6, fe5. I think this is a draw. Maybe it's not a draw. Maybe I'm insane. Oh, is this losing or something? I mean, maybe I don't understand chess. Okay, maybe I actually don't understand chess. I thought this was going to be a draw. This queen g3, king h1. And even beside that, I also could have just played this bishop g3, bishop e5, f4, which also would have been fine. And then I just decided to go knight c4 instead. It's like bishop c7, queen f3, and I mean, I don't think it's anything special for white at all, but there's very little risk, I would say, for white to for white to be in trouble here. And then I just played knight c4. Like, I mean, just completely insane to do that.
Just to clarify, because we had that discussion. I mean, you saw bishop h3 from a distance. It didn't.
Well, I mean, this is why the whole thing was stupid. That's why I was saying I should go to the casino, because basically everything that happened in this game, not everything, I should say later on, of course, it's not quite like that, but any moment that I had a decision, I basically did the opposite thing. Like this is the first moment that, of course, I saw gh3, queen b8, and all that, and then I didn't do it. That's the first moment. But even later, I still don't think it was probably that bad objectively here. Like, I played queen c2, right? And I mean, the real problem with the whole situation around this moment was that, like, I was down 40 minutes on the clock, and Vidit used basically all of his time, so we were close to even here. And yeah, so here I played e5, knight d7. Maybe it's actually terrible. I didn't think it was so bad here. I thought bishop c7 was wrong, by the way. Like, I thought that he should have just played knight g6, and I was actually really concerned about this. Like, when he was using all his time, the time was catching up, and then he played bishop c7. I was trying to, like, get ahead on the clock with this whole e5, bishop takes h7. And after king h8, I couldn't work it out. Like, I felt like there had to be something better than what I did in the game, but I decided to use 20 minutes, and then I promptly played a terrible move. Like, I mean, here either I was looking at both queen e4 and bishop g5, both moves. Yeah, like f5, and there's bishop f5. Takes queen h4, and king g8, and bishop g5, and I don't even know what's going on here. Boy, it actually...
This was the computer's top line.
No, but there's bishop... Oh, no, bishop d3, there's rook d1? Wait, I thought he had knight g... Oh, so I'm actually just... Yeah, even here, my calculations are just off. No, my calculations are off. I mean, my calculations are just woefully off. Yeah, I mean, basically, I was looking at bishop g5 and queen e4, and then I couldn't, like, and then I just, like, okay, I've spent 20 minutes, I'm going to move the bishop back, and then I put the bishop on the wrong square, too. Yeah, like, I mean, the whole thing was just really, really bad. I mean, like, here I should go bishop e4 if I'm going to move the bishop. Like, I mean, bishop d3, I think is just close to lost. I don't know. But actually, even after, sorry, go for it, bishop d3. Like, this is another example where I was going to do something, and I played the other one also. He played b5, of course, knight e3, which I thought was good, knight e5, and then I didn't play knight g4. Like, I was going to go knight g4, queen d3, takes, and just play this worse endgame. And I thought like, I had chance to maybe save it, and then I just played bishop e2, basically without thinking, and... Every decision was bad. I mean, I think after f5, I mean, I know f4 loses on the spot, but I just think it's just horrible. I mean, everything in this game is horrible, basically. There's really no way of putting it. Yeah, it's just really, really bad. And, yeah, I mean, I could say to his credit, I mean, I would say the pity is that, of course, Vidit didn't really have to find any moves. I mean, bishop b6 was the only move in the game, but maybe because it's marginally difficult. But he didn't really have to find any difficult moves, and so it's a pity to play a game like this. But I think mostly it was due to this decision to play knight c4 when I spent 40 minutes and I was looking at the other options, and then I did it. I mean, it's just like, well, once I've spent 40 minutes playing knight e5, I should be principled and just go into the main line, and then I didn't do it, and yeah, it's just really bad game. And it's just Yeah, just a shame that, of course, it had to be here. It could have happened in any other tournament, but just had to be this one. So definitely a little bit disappointing.
Do you, you've been playing chess for so long, and it feels like it's just an off day where, as you said, everything just doesn't go your way.
I mean, I can even show you, like I mentioned this to Vidit after the game, but there were other variations also that I just missed up too. Like, so if you go, so in this game, go forward after knight c4, bishop g4. I was very close to playing bishop e2 here, and luckily I realized it. I think I was thinking about, well, he was thinking on bishop g4, and I spotted it when it was my turn, but I was very close to playing bishop e2, and I thought that after, like, queen d1, bishop d1 takes knight e4. I have knight b6 takes, and the pawn on e4 is poisoned. But it's not, because after rook e1, there's knight c5, knight b3. And this is just one of several lines, which, I mean, is kind of embarrassing to admit, but that I just simply overlooked. And, I mean, as it turns out, I mean, it wasn't going to make a difference anyway, but there were a couple of these lines where I was calculating and pieces were on different squares, or I missed a line, and yeah, just very, 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 very bad. I mean, if I had any inkling that I was going to be incapable of calculating today, I should have just forced a draw very early, but that's how it goes.
Do you have an explanation? I know the game just ended very recently, but when you have just an off day like that,
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think truth be told, I've been very lucky this hasn't happened more frequently, because, I mean, obviously there are a lot of people who choose to believe one thing and act as though my words, that I just make things up and I'm not being honest, but the simple reality is that, I don't study chess every day. Like, I did take quite a bit of time to try and prepare for this tournament, but I have not been, over the last couple of years, my focus has been on streaming, and it does happen that players are better prepared. I do miss things like that. That does happen. But I think the reason today is mainly just getting off to a bad start in the opening, spending all this time, and then once I didn't play bishop f4 and I played knight c4, that I think already in my mind I was in a very, very, very bad place mentally, and it was just like, I mean, that's just kind of where I was at. So yeah, it's unfortunate it happened, but it's not that big of a deal.
Still 12 games to go. I think there's not much more to say about your game today. Would you rather we let you go, or do you want to take a very quick look?
I'll hang around for a little bit. Not that long, but a little bit, sure.
There's some very exciting. Yeah.